Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some problems and loopholes in this explanation by a Salafi scholar, Sheikh Ibn Baz. Okay, so he's going to explain the hadith of Adam being made in God's image. So, in the beginning of this article, they already showed that you have to take it literally. They are saying when the hadith says that Adam is made uh, in his image. Okay, so they are saying that his is referring to God. That is a consensus of the Salaf, that this his is referring to God, not to some other thing, not to Adam or some any other funny interpretation that you guys want to give. They are saying you have to take it literally. Now I'm going to show you some problems, some inconsistencies, and the problems of taking it literally. It will lead to this. So anyway, so this is the part where Sheikh Ibn Baz is going to explain how to understand this. So look at this part. Let's start from here. Sheikh Ibn Baz was asked. There's a hadith narrated from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in which he forbids saying, "May Allah deform your face," and says that Allah created Adam in His image. So this is the His part, in His image. So what is the meaning of this? Some people have said that this His image is referring to Adam or to some other thing, but the Salafis wants to say no. It's not referring to. It's referring to Allah. Okay. What is the correct belief with regards to this hadith? Okay, so now this is the reply of Sheikh Ibn Baz according to this Islam question and answer. You can see, so it's Salafi website. They are quoting him. Okay, so he says this hadith is proven from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which he said, if any one of you strikes another, let him avoid the face, for Allah created Adam in His image. According to another version, in the image of the most merciful. Now, he says, this does not imply resemblance or likeness. They always add this stuff. This does not imply resemblance or likeness. But it does. And anyway, let's continue. I'll show you the many problems. Many problems. Okay? So this is the first part. So what is meant, according to the scholars, is that Allah created Adam with the ability to hear and see and to speak when He wants. These are also attributes of Allah, for He is all hearing, all seeing, and He speaks when He wants, and He has a face. May He be glorified and exalted. Do you know, the first time I actually came to read this article, this is the part that I saw and I left, because I thought this is what they actually interpreted as that, okay, Adam alayhi salam has the part, he can see, he can hear, he can, speak and all those stuff. I didn't know that there's more. So anyway, if this is the image, like, you don't get, this cannot be the image because you're interpreting it as ability. We're actually talking about surah, like appearance. It's not just, which he will get to later. But anyway, I just want to show you how he uses different levels of explanations that don't compart together. They are not, you cannot reconcile them. Anyway, so this is the first explanation he gives, that the ability to hear and see. Is that really what the hadith is talking about? That don't hit someone on the face because he has the ability to hear and see. I don't think really that's what he's talking about, right? Anyway, let's continue. So he said, but it does not mean that there's any resemblance or likeness. Okay. Rather, the image of Allah is different from that of created beings. What is meant is that He's all hearing and all seeing, and He speaks when He wants. And He created Adam also to be able to hear and see, with a face and hands and feet. But man's hearing is not like that of Allah's hearing. Okay. And he explains how this is not. He's trying to say this is not likeness, and they don't resemble each other. Okay. Now, that's the first explanation, right? He uses that, it means that Adam alayhi salam has the ability to hear and see and do all those things, right? Now, and it shows that laysa kamithlihi shay. So, it is not permissible to strike the face or say, may Allah deform your face. Why? Like, I've not gotten the reason yet. Why? Why is it that you cannot say, may God deform your face or strike the face? Is it because, can you say, okay, we'll get to that later, but I'm going to show you. Okay, now let's go. Say, another thing that will help you explain the meaning of this hadith is the words of the Prophet ﷺ, that the first group to enter paradise will be in the image of the moon. You see, this is what confused me. The first video I actually made about this, I was saying that the Salafis actually do ta'wil. Because this is what I saw. I'm like, they do ta'wil. Okay, that's cool. Unfortunately, they don't. They just use all the explanations. It's like they use the literal, they use the metaphorical, all of them mashed up together. Because look at the example he's giving. The first group to enter paradise will be in the image of the moon, and he actually explained it. Okay, let's now see how he explained it. He said what the Prophet sallallahu meant here is that the first group will be in human form, but because of their purity, beauty, and brightness of face, they will look like the moon. So they are likened to the moon, but without resembling it. So just because a thing is said to be in the image of a thing, it does not mean that it is like it in all aspects. Really, like, please think about what he just said here. He's using this hadith as an explanation for the other hadith. So you have on the one hand the image of the moon, and then you have the image of a human being, and the people of paradise, they will be in the image of the moon. And now he's saying this is exactly this. See, so you say, let me show you. Okay. So just because a thing is said to be in the image of a thing, it doesn't mean that it is it in all aspects. In what aspect are we in the with the people of paradise be in the image of the moon? I'm going to show you that there is no other aspect other than the metaphorical meaning. A metaphorical meaning, a meaning that is not what's it called? Literal. Because if it is literal, what part of a circular reflecting light of a moon is it going to be of the people of paradise? And he actually explained it himself. That because of their purity, beauty, and brightness of face. This brightness of face is when you say somebody has nur. When you say this guy I can perceive like nur from his face because of his taqwa. That is not literal meaning that is in the image of the moon. It's not literal, it's metaphorical. So if you explain it with this hadith, you're actually doing ta'wil. You're doing ta'wil of the hadith. If this is what you're doing, this is ta'wil. This is metaphor. This is not literal. Okay? The first one, you can even say that one is a little bit literal, but this one is not literal at all. So if you use this explanation of the image of the moon, you confuse people that think that you're actually doing ta'wil, because you don't, which we'll get to later. So let's continue. So he says, the Prophet ﷺ words, Adam was created in his image, means that Allah created Adam in his image, for he has a face, an eye, a hand, and a foot, and Adam has a face, an eye, a hand, and a foot. So how do you get to this? The first one was ability to see, to hear, and speak. Yes. Then we got to the part of image of the moon. Then now we are talking about a real face, an eye, a hand, a foot, and that is supposed to be the meaning of this hadith. You don't get what's going on. He's saying this is what he actually means now. That for he has a hand, a face, an eye, a foot, and Adam also has it. But that does not mean that these things are exactly the same. Okay, they always put that, but it doesn't help. I'm sorry. Because just now you've used the metaphorical meaning, you have used the meaning of ability, and now you're using a literal meaning for part, that he has a face, a hand, and I'll show you some things later, guys. Don't worry. So there is some similarity, but it is not exactly the same. I'll show you why this is problematic. If you say there's some similarity, but it is not exactly the same, no problem. So similarly, the first group to enter paradise are likened to the moon. So he's using this metaphorical meaning again, but they are not exactly the same. So this confirms the view of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, who say that none of the attributes of Allah can be likened to the attributes of created beings without distorting them. So that's the end of the explanation. You see, you guys read it too. Look how he's using this first part, which is literal, an eye, a hand, and a foot. Then he's using the image of the moon, which is metaphorical, and he also used the explanation of ability. So all of them is using it, which is problematic, because what is the hadith really talking about? If you want to take it literally, he's literally talking about the physical appearance of Adam alayhi salam. Okay? Because when you hate someone, you don't hate their ability to see, or you don't hate that ability. You hate the face. You're eating something material. It's facial appearance, right? Okay, now let me go and show you some problems with this, guys. Don't worry. So the first problem I have with this is that, see, let's just clarify something here. So you have God. Sorry, I'm coming. So you have God, you have Adam, and you have, let's say, let's use an animal that looks like a man. Let's use a chimpanzee, and let's use even another animal. Let's say a cat. Okay. Now, the strange thing that me I'm finding is that if you want to take it literally, what is it that Adam alayhi salam has that these other animals don't have? I've not found it yet. Sorry, guys. See, is it the, let's say, face, literal face? Okay. If it's literal face, the chimp has it, the cat has it too. So it's not exclusive to Adam alayhi salam. Is it the eye? The chimp has eye, two eyes, and the cat also has. Is he the, what's it called? The what, and even the ability to see and to hear and all those things. These animals have it too. So it's not exclusive to Adam alayhi salam that you'll be like, God made Adam in his image. Because anything you say about Adam, when you are taking it literally, the animals will also have it. So they have eyes, they have a mouth, they have ears, they can see, they can hear, they can speak. What exactly do you have that the animals don't have? So are those animals, na'udhu billah, made in God's image? That's a very big problem for you taking it literally. Okay? Because it wouldn't just mean that, and if you say, remember that statement that it says this statement of saying that let me see if I can find it. That there is some similarity, but it is not exactly the same. See, between a chimp and Adam alayhi salam, it's more than just similarity. Is we will say the chimp and the human being, there's tashbih. There's actual tashbih. We don't mince words here because they are both creatures, and more than that, they actually look like the same thing. They have hands, they have eyes, they have a head, they have human beings and chimps, they look alike. So whatever it is that we have that makes us human being is not just because of our physical appearance. It has to be something more. It has to be related to the soul or something like that. It cannot be our physical appearance because animals literally have their own physical appearance too. So what makes us special exactly? It cannot be our physical appearance. Okay, so that's the first problem. Now, the moon analogy and so here's the moon. Here's the moon. Let's say here's a human being. Okay, it is metaphorical. We are not going to look like some round figures on the day of judgment, the people of Jannah. No. The nur is like the nur that we experience here. When you see the Prophet Prophet's face, you see the purity in his face. And that's exactly what they actually explained actually. The only issue I have with them is that they are lumping all the explanations together. So he's using, if you use that image of the moon to explain it, I don't actually have a problem with it because it's a metaphorical meaning. No problem. But he's using it, and he's using the literal one of saying eye, hand, and foot, and then he's using the other one of ability also. So the image of the moon analogy, if you think about it very well, you will see that what the moon actually is, what it represents in this situation, is the experience. When you go out in the night, the moon has a kind of feeling that makes us feel like a kind of beyond. We feel better when we are in the night and there's moon, full moon. You will feel a sense of what's it called, bliss in your heart. That experience is what is capturing when you say something is in the image of the moon. It's not literally how the moon looks or something like that. It's how it makes us feel. So when you see someone that has nur on his face, it's not like his face is bright like the sun. No, you are saying that it makes you feel like this person is a good person. So anyway, that's another point. Then, so it starts with ta'wil and ends with literalism, all mixed together. So now the last question is that, can you hit someone? Okay, let me not even ask that one. Let me not ask that one. Now, remember that they gave a literal explanation, right? So he has a face, an eye, a hand, and a foot. So my usual question is that, can you hit the hand and the foot? Okay, because the hadith is talking about the face. But if you say that this is also in the image of God, that the eye and the hand and the foot, can you hit those parts? Can you hit someone's hand and someone's foot? And can you say that they are deformed? Or is only the face? Why? Why is it only the face and not the other ones? If the reason why you cannot hit it is because it's in God's image, why is it only restricted to the face and not the other parts that you accept? That's another objection that you can give. So anyway, what do you guys think about this? But really, the first time I read it, I thought they were doing ta'wil and interpretation, and I was mocking them for this. I was saying, look at these Salafis, they took it metaphorically. It turns out they are not. They're just putting everything together. It's like anyone you like, just take it. It's not like they are very clear on this issue. So anyway, what do you guys think about this explanation? And what are some of the problems you can point out also? So put it in the comment section. See you guys later. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.